Becoming a king is something we all want to be. I mean, who doesn't want to have the power to make changes in the palm of their hands? But becoming a king is not an easy thing to obtain because heck, we would all be kings right now, right? But there's one character who is proving everybody that this person deserves the title of a king. And that person is Barou from Blue Lock. Barou is probably the character that relates to me the most in Blue Lock. He's a person I want to be, but never became because I always chose the easy paths in life. And that's the first thing that makes Barou a king. He always does what no one else is willing to do. He always goes after the ball and wants to be the one that scores a goal when the majority of his teammates don't. Now, I don't consider myself an expert in soccer or anything, but the handful of times I played soccer with my friends, I noticed I would always pass the ball to the person who has a higher chance of scoring the goal rather than attempting to take the shot myself. And this really made me think that not everyone is able to score a goal, but anybody can make a pass. And I think Barou knows this. He knows that not everyone is able to score a goal, so he trains himself to perform actions that not everyone is able to perform. And by performing these actions that the majority of people can't do, he makes it clear that only he can do these things, causing people to look his way and ultimately being a king on the field. This brings me to a second thing that makes Barou a king, and that is his craving to seek attention. Now, some people might take this differently, but when I talk about seeking attention, I mean seeking attention in the area that you're designed to pursue. So in Barou's case, he wants everyone in the soccer field and soccer community to know that he is a king, but he wouldn't try to seek attention from baseball players or baseball fans because that's not aligned in the area that he's trying to pursue. And this makes sense. If you look at some historical kings in the past, you would notice that each king are known for that one big thing that they did in their life. So it is very important to dedicate yourself to that one thing to be able to be crowned as a king for being known as best in that area. On the topic of seeking attention, Barou makes it very clear that he wants to be the lead of every play, and he doesn't care if he even appears as a villain making these plays, because even villains receive a lot of attention. Now, I find this really interesting. Whether you're standing out as a hero or standing out as a villain, the bottom line is that you're attracting massive attention, and when you're attracting massive attention, you're receiving more money and more power because people are essentially caring more about you. Now, if you have seen my How Not to Give a Fuck Like Denji video, I talk about 3 elements that causes a person to give a fuck about you, and I use the word fuck interchangeable with the word care, but the 3 elements include time, energy, and money. So if I spend my time watching Blue Lock, and I spend my money buying the manga, and I spend my energy thinking about the next episode of Blue Lock, then I essentially give a fuck about Blue Lock. And the same principle can be applied to villains. No one really likes a villain in real life because they make you think about how evil they are. And when you spend your time and energy thinking about them, it makes you look their way more often, hence giving them more attention. If you take a look at some of the most famous people on this planet, you would notice that they are always being talked about and receiving the most opportunity to make money at events because they are getting massive attention, which results in them gaining more money and more power. The third thing that makes Barou a king is his ability to overcome any adversity and grow from it. One of the reasons why kings are kings is because they can do what most people can't. So when the majority of people gives up on a difficult situation, it creates an opportunity for someone to rise up and get noticed by many people. Back in episode 18, there was a moment where Barou felt despair and was about to pass the ball to Isagi, and this option of passing the ball to Isagi is such an easy thing to do, but Barou realized that by passing the ball to Isagi, he's setting himself up on the path of becoming a commoner. You see, in order for you to stay a king, you need to be able to adapt and overcome any difficulties in life. Like, why would you want to become a king for a couple of days when you can become a king for the rest of your life? And that's what Barou understood at this moment right here. He thought if he were to just make this pass at this moment, it would let him win. But if he did make this pass, then he would lose his title as the king. So instead of giving up his crown and escaping from life, he decides that he wants to stay a king by overcoming this difficult situation he's in. So it is very important for you to overcome difficult situations in order for you to stay as a king. As Muhammad Ali once said, "I hated every minute of training, but I said, don't quit, suffer now, and live the rest of your life as a champion." Now, I understand that becoming a king in whatever field you are in is going to be tough, and you'll most likely succumb to comfort or give up entirely. But I have a trick to help you with this, and surprisingly enough, Barou actually used this trick in the anime. It's called mental contrasting. Whenever you feel like you want to succumb to comfort or laziness, I want you to imagine two paths. The first path is the comfort path. And if you decide to go on this path, you will end up staying on this path forever. You will blame everyone for the place you are at right now. You will constantly daydream of the life you want and never try to create the life you want. You will still be at the same place as you were 10 years ago while all of your closest friends move up in life. While seeing all your friends move up, you start to come up with excuses like how they got lucky and robbed you of your opportunity. Fast forward when you're at the age of 85. You're working at a dead-end job and look back on your life and start to have regrets on why you didn't try your best when you were young. You constantly complain about the past and how if you'd done things differently, you would have been retired a long time ago, living in a nice house surrounded by your loving family. And your last thoughts before you die are just thoughts filled with regrets and shame. Now, the second path is the complete opposite of the first path. If you choose the second path, then this path is filled with so much growth and opportunities for you. You will take ownership of your weaknesses and start to take action on creating the life you want. Whenever a situation comes up where many people cower in fear, you will be the first to take action and show everyone how strong you are in the face of adversity. You will eventually burn a fire so bright that other people will come to you just so they can stay warm. To sum up, mental contrasting is when you compare the person you are today to the person you want to become in the future. In the end, you will end up wielding the power to be able to decide how you want your life to be like. However, this path requires a lot of suffering and hardship, but I can assure you that your suffering will be worth it in the end. Thank you guys so much for watching my video. Let me know if you like this video and want to see more Blue Lock types of videos, since there's a lot of lessons and stuff I can talk about from this anime. Also, leave a comment below on your thoughts about this video or just about Barou in general. But once again, thank you guys again for watching, and I hope you guys end up being kings in the area that you are pursuing in.